class. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, so today we'll be starting Unit 3, Lesson 3 as well, and it's about the basic information related to the foreign employment. So what happens whenever we talk about the foreign employment, then we have to know various information related to it. We also have to know about the basic challenges and the opportunities which are to be faced in this employment, in this foreign employment. So what happens now for going into the foreign country and for getting the employment in the foreign country? What are the basic information that are required for you to gain before you go into the foreign country to get the employment? Okay, let's talk about this. And the main objectives of this lesson will be, you will be familiar with the basic information related to the foreign employment, as well as you will be able to explain the role of the foreign employment for the promotion board in the field of foreign employment. Okay, why the foreign employment is necessary, why people have to migrate to foreign countries and they have to earn the money, why it is necessary. So the basic role of the foreign employment are to be studied in this lesson. Okay, so at present the attraction of the foreign employment is increasing in our country day by day. With the wider scope of the foreign employment, various challenges and the risk factors are also in rise, and various basic information related to the foreign employment are essential to be acquired to minimize the risk factors and to overcome the challenges in this field. Since the employee go to alien field to involve in the employment, they should acquire various information related to the geographical, cultural aspects of the foreign country, process of applying, working and paying system, and the information providing agencies. Okay, so before going to any foreign countries, any foreign land, what are the major thing that we should know is that what sort of country is that, whether you can adjust in that the country environment or not, because in which country we are staying, we where the in which country that we are staying right now at the present. So whenever we go to any another foreign country, then whether that geographical situation, environmental situation, climatic condition, that will be easily adjustable or not, that you can adjust in that environment or not. One thing is that. Another is cultural aspect, because many people have different sort of culture in the diverse world. Different cultures are there, different religions are there, and different religious people have their own sort of culture. So will you be able to adjust in that cultural aspects or not of that foreign country? And another thing is that what are the process in applying, what sort of documents that you have to show, whether you have to show the bank account or not, whether you have to show the bank balance or not, whether you have to show the your personal documents or not, what sort of things that are needed for you to apply, what are the documents that you need to show while going into the foreign country. Either you have to show it directly to the company, or either you have to show it to the manpower company. So that thing you need to know. And the working and paying system, as this one we have already discussed before also. So what happens whenever we wanted to go in the foreign country, then the foreign country, while announcing the vacancy announcement, while publishing that vacancy announcement, they will just add there some working time. Okay, how much time you have to work and how much paying that employees will be getting, how much money they will be getting per month or per hour or per any sort of time. So that will be fixed, and that will be published in the vacancy itself. So that sort of things that we need to know. And another is the information providing agency through which you are getting the information. Either you are getting the information through the manpower companies, maybe the public manpower companies, or any other government institution like the training institution, counseling institution, or any other institution, or the from the notice board of the Ministry of Labor. Okay, so that sort of information you'll be collecting from those sort of agency. That is the information, and that is the basic information required for going into the foreign employment. Well, in the absence of acquiring the basic knowledge, basic information, foreign employees may be compelled to pay high cost for processing and work in low wage in foreign country. So this is the major risk. This is the major risk involved. So if you without knowing anything, maybe you will not go. Okay, suppose you will not be going into the foreign countries for the employment, but maybe you see someone going, or someone who are just willing to go to foreign countries, then you can suggest to them, you can suggest that have you get every ideas and every basic information regarding foreign employment. You can ask that, and whether he will be able to give the answer or not, so that depends on how much information that he has acquired. So if you are not getting the proper information, that means there may be some sort of risk involved in it, because some of the manpower companies, they will not provide all sort of information. Maybe some manpower companies will be like that, they will be making a fraud or a fool type of environment, that they will be saying that the employee the employer company in the foreign country, that company will be paying high, the manpower company will be saying like that, but after going to the foreign world, foreign country, they will be getting very less salary, very low wage. So that is the case, that is happening frequently. And in case of Nepalese people, this sort of cases, this sort of fraud, we can listen in the news also, so much time we can listen this. So this type of things are happening, and why this is happening and repeating again and again? So this is because of the lack of knowledge, this is because of the lack of knowledge among the people regarding the foreign country, regarding the foreign employment. So this is the case. Now if you see any sort of people who are just willing to go to the foreign country, then you can suggest them, did you ask for the basic information, did you get the proper email through your company, because you are hired as an employee by the foreign employer, then you'll be getting some sort of document like application, like contract, like approval letter. So that sort of thing, did you get or not? Then only your employment, foreign employment will be confirmed, no? So you have to learn about that. Similarly, if the employees lack the basic information related to the foreign land and the employment of the respective country, they may suffer a lot. Now as we have discussed, that if the country's religious cultural aspect of the foreign country is not known properly, if they don't know the language, if they don't have the idea of how to interact with the people in the foreign country, then it will be having a they will be having a lack of communication skill, lack of employment skill also. So this is the very common thing happening to the Nepalese people who are just going to the foreign countries. Some people are doing absolutely, they are doing far better than they will be doing in Nepal. But some of the people, they are suffering a lot. They have been cheated by the manpower companies, and they have been cheated by the employer also. So we have to be very careful about the fraud manpower companies, about the fraud website, about the foreign employment companies also. So such type of foreign employer companies, whether they have provided the accurate information or not, we need to know about it also. Otherwise you may be cheated, you may be compelled to return to your own country. So you can see here now, one part when you don't have the basic information, in one hand you will go to foreign countries by providing a lot of money to your manpower companies, okay, because manpower companies will be charging you the money, no? So that in that documentation process and in processing of your visa, they will be charging a lot of money. And accept that also, after paying a lot of money also, when you go to the foreign countries and when you don't have the basic idea what sort of things to be done, then that company will compel you to return to your own country. Now look at this, if you don't have the basic idea, your money will also be lost in one hand, your job will be lost in another hand. So this is the very common thing. This is now happening, it's being like a common, but no, it should not be common. This sort of things should be reduced, and this sort of things should be reduced only with the help of the awareness of this foreign employment, and this sort of things will be reduced only with the help of the students like you who will be providing your uncle, your father, your mother, your whoever, your brother, sister, whoever are going to the foreign countries, you will be providing the information. Dada, this sort of will be things will be happening. Papa, this sort of things will be happening. So have you ever noticed about this sort of fraud business activities, fraud business companies? You'll be asking, then they will be a lot. They will be a lot. Oh, I need to know about the basic information. Then they will be searching about the basic information. They will be researching in the Google. They will be researching in their website exactly the information is right or wrong, and then only they will try to go to the foreign country. They will only invest in the foreign employment opportunities. So we should be very alert before applying into the foreign employment, and this is the basic information and the risk involved. So the essential information related to the foreign employment, some of the essential information are about the geographical and the cultural aspect of the foreign country. That means whether that country has the topography that is similar to our country or not, whether that country has the climate structure that is similar to our country or not. Because what happens is that whenever with the people of Tarai, whenever we go to mountain regions, sometimes we face the suffocation, no? In our own country also, due to the regional difference, due to the topographical and the geographical difference, there is a cold and hot environment. In Tarai environment, it is a hot climatic condition. In mountain, there is a cold climatic condition. So due to this difference also, in our own country, when we go for just a one day, suppose we go to Mustang or Manang Mustang, since we live in Tarai, in Chitwan, it's the Tarai region, and when you go to that Monang Mustang or any other mountainous region, then what happens? We feel a bit suffocation, no, while moving to the top of the top region. So while moving to the top region of the mountain, so this is why we need to know that whether our physical body can adjust or not in the environmental condition. And if you are not being able to adjust in any sort of environmental condition, most of the people have such type of physical condition that they can adjust easily in any sort of environment, because this is the capability of the human beings, that is the adaptation that we have studied in science also. So this adaptation, it is a feature of a human body. But what happens, most of the people, they cannot adapt to the climatic condition. Somebody will be facing a lack of suffocation, respiratory disorders they will be facing. They will be facing the illness like food illness also they will be facing. So this is the condition that happens when your body cannot adjust to the foreign environment. That's why we need to know the basic thing about the climatic condition also. And also another thing that we need to know is that whether that language, suppose if the country is English speaking country, then most of the people now in Nepal, they are literate. They have a very easy accessible language system also. But most of the people, even in Nepal, in so many nooks and corners of Nepal, in villages area, they don't have the language accessibility. That means they don't have the capability to speak in English. They don't have the capability to speak in any other foreign language. So what happens now, if you are not able to speak in English, since English is considered as the universal language, that is international language, that means in most of the country, if you don't know their country's language also, then English can be spoken. English can be spoken all over the world. So what happens here is that if you don't know that international language also, that English also, then it will be very difficult for you to communicate with the people. And without communicating, what happens? In this world, nothing can be done without communicating. Nothing will be just zero. So communication is, that's why very, very important to us. We need to communicate, and for communicating, we need some medium. That medium is a language. And for that medium, Nepali language is just, it is it can be spoken in Nepal and within the Nepalese people. But when you go to foreign country, this Nepali language cannot be spoken. No, they won't understand. So we need to know what language is to be spoken, what may be the religion, what will be the norms and values of their culture. So sometimes what happens is that people in Nepal, they will do namaste, right? And people in other country, they will do other type of greeting. They will have other types of norms and values. So if we are not being able to adjust in their norms and values, then they will not feel easy. Employers will not provide us easy accessibility to different sort of works. There will not be the easy environment for you to adjust. So that's why you need to know about the language, religion, norms and values, cultures. So these sort of things are the very basic things, and about the climatic condition and about the geographical condition. You need to know about it for your adjustment in the foreign countries. Without communicating, it's very hard to get the promotion. If you will be going to the foreign countries also, but if you know just some English language, some words in the English language, rather than that you don't have any idea about it, then any idea how to communicate through the English language, then it will be very difficult for you to get the promotion, for getting the job contract, for renewing of the contract also it will be hard for you, since the employer, those company will not allow those sort of people who don't have the speaking capacity, who don't have the communication capacity. Okay, so thus before plunging into the foreign employment or prospective employees should be well informed regarding the geographical and the cultural aspects of the foreign land. So the organization as agencies related to foreign employment, there are various organization, institutions, agencies that work in the field of foreign employment. Before applying for the foreign employment, candidates should be well informed regarding the agencies, the authorization, past record, market goodwill, etc. are of these agencies are the some of the basic information which are related to them. So you can see here the authorization, past record, market goodwill. So now what happens? Some of the agencies, manpower companies, they will just make the fake past record. They will make the fake goodwill, market goodwill, for making for just making the promotion of their company. They will just fake the goodwill of the goodwill in the market, and they will advertise the fake advertisement. So what happens now? It is very hard to understand whether what the companies are which companies are saying truth and which companies are saying false. So in this case, what we can do is that we can seek for the legal registration of the company, whether that company is legally registered or not, whether that company have the authorization or not. Okay, that sort of things we need to know before applying the foreign employment through the manpower companies. If you are applying directly, if you are just applying directly to the foreign employment, then you just need to know about the company, about the foreign company, because in which company you are going, whether that company is relevant to you or not, relevant to your skills or not, you need to know about that. But if you are just applying with the help of the this manpower company, then what happens? With that manpower company is just taking your money, and will it be fraud, or will it be making full out of you? So you need to think about this twice. And you need to know about the authorization letter, you need to know about the past record, you need to know about the legal document of that company, and then only you will be providing the documentation charge, the processing charge, everything you can provide. So these information are to be collected, analyzed, and before processing. Moreover, the information about the Nepalese embassy in the foreign country and foreign employment board should be collected from these organizations and agencies. So information related to the foreign embassy in a foreign country. So that means whenever you have to whenever you feel that you wanted to go to foreign countries, then what happens? If any sort of problem occurs, then you need to contact to the embassy, Nepalese embassy, which is present in the foreign country itself. So in that condition, for getting the information about the Nepalese embassy in foreign country, you need to get the idea about it from Nepal only, from the manpower companies itself. So that will be given by the manpower companies. If the company is not fraud, then they will have the idea of this Nepalese embassy in the foreign countries. Nature of the work. Now what sort of work are you going to do, and what is the paying criteria there? What sort of skill do you need for doing that work? Suppose if you are the electrician, then what sort of skills that you need to have? What sort of training you need to have before going into this position of this electrician? You need to have what sort of skill? So that thing you need to know about it. So the information required about the nature of work, that is the required qualification, skill, training for work, contract, period, etc. should be collected before applying. And how much is to be paid? Either you'll be paid weekly or hourly or monthly or yearly. And what are the holidays given? How many holidays are given in a week? Either 1 day or 2 day, either for a Sunday or a Saturday also 2 days are given holidays, or what sort of holidays requirement, vacation requirement are there. And another thing is that if you will do overtime job, because only 8-hour job you will not be doing. After doing 8-hour job also, if you have the free time, then you can do the overtime job also. After doing overtime job, what sort of paying system that you will be gaining? So that sort of details also you need to know. So that is about the working and paying system. And another is employment charge and paying system. Now, before applying into the foreign employment, prospective employees should gather the information regarding the total charge he should pay to get in the employment. Now, the information about the employer, that is the employer company, is not only the basic thing. How much you have to pay for getting that job? How much you have to pay for doing the processing? How much you have to pay for doing the documentation of your processing of your visa? So that all thing you need to know. So you need to know about the total charge that you should pay for getting into the employment. And another is that along with it, he or she should be getting the detailed information regarding the salary, bonus, extra work paying system of the foreign employment. Lacking of the detailed information about the cost of the employment and the paying system in this foreign country, we may be compelled to pay high amount to get into the foreign employment and work in a cheap ways. So this is again about the manpower companies. So what happens, sometimes the companies will just provide you the information that you will be getting high amount of payment, and you have to pay 5 lakhs of rupees for doing the documentation, for getting the visa. Manpower companies will be suggesting you like that. So in that case, you need to know that either after paying 5 lakhs of rupees, you will be getting your salary that will fulfill your demand or not. You need to know about that only, because after paying 5 lakhs, 5 lakh is not a simple thing, Paying 5 lakh at once for just getting the processing of your visa is not a small thing. So if you are investing 5 lakh rupees for going into the foreign countries, then how much you will be getting in return? You have to evaluate that also. And
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, what happened?
Ma'am, when will about Viva?
After 2 p.m. please. Okay, next one is the work authorization. Now, what does this work authorization mean? Work authorization refers to the work permit of one country to work in a foreign country. It is a work permission given. This is the permission given to work in a foreign country. That means if you want to go to foreign country, then you have to get the work permission to work in that foreign country. Without this work permit, it won't be legal. And whenever the cops in foreign country will find out you that you don't have the work permit, and you are just working without getting the authorized paper about the work permit, then you will be arrested, or you will be returned to your foreign you will be returned to your one country. So this is the case that is happening to many of the people, not only Nepalese. So many people are facing this sort of problem because they haven't gone to foreign countries legally. So this sort of legal documents are required for going into the foreign employment. Thus, gathering the information of the legal provision related to the work permit is essential before applying for the foreign employment. In this connection, detailed information related to the diplomatic relation between the two countries, their labor agreement, and the work permit should be acquired in advance. So that is not that compulsory that you need to know about the diplomatic relation between the two countries and everything. But if you gain the knowledge, then it will be very easy for you to understand what is the rules and regulation in the context of this working and the authorization. So you need to know about that. It will be the basic thing that will be helping you to boost up your confidence while going into the foreign employment. And next one is the training and the counseling providing institution. What happens? Various training institutions are established to provide training in the different sectors required for the foreign employment. Counseling institutions are also there, which will provide you the counseling about the documentation process, about the visa process. So everything they will be providing the information. They will counsel you how you have to go, how you have to apply, after going into the foreign countries, to whom you should contact, and what will be the accommodation, how will you contact to the accommodation providers, how will you contact to the employment providers. So everything that will be providing information will be provided to you by the counseling institution as well. Some of the counseling institution will provide that, otherwise manpower companies will be responsible for providing those sort of information. And they also conduct various awareness and the orientation program regarding the foreign employment. So most of the counseling institution, they will be providing the information about the risks involved and the opportunities itself. Because without getting opportunities, without getting risks, there is no any opportunities also. Without opportunities, there is no risks involved also. So both are very consequent. They both go very parallel to each other. So whenever there is a risk, there is an opportunity also. So now you need to know whether you can balance the risks and you can go for the opportunities or not. You need to know about that. Okay. Now is the organization providing the legal treatment. There are various organizations, that is the government and non-government, which will provide you the legal information and the treatment regarding the foreign employment. And that sort of thing is very necessary to know about the legal information. It is very much necessary for us, because what sort of legal punishment or what sort of punishment is given for the fraud type of things. If you don't have the work permit, then what happens? If you are doing the fraud activities, then what happens in the foreign employment? If you have just signed in one contract in one foreign employment, and you will just work in another company, then what happens in that case? That is the cheating case, no? So what happens in that case? So everything regarding the legal requirement will be provided you by the legal organizations. And another is the Foreign Employment Promotion Board. Okay, so from the name only, Foreign Employment Promotion Board means you will be getting various information regarding the employment and activities which can be done in the foreign countries. So its main responsibility is to manage the foreign employment, and it is the government body working on the various aspects of foreign employment. There are different agencies and organizations in the private sector that provides the services related to the foreign employment. And these will also help you to guide about the rules and regulation in the foreign employment also, and they will also help in the control and the regulation of the different foreign employment related agencies. That means Foreign Employment Promotion Board will help you to get the knowledge of the manpower companies, whether that manpower companies is legally registered or not, they are authorized or not. So that information you will be getting it from the Foreign Employment Promotion Board also. And the major objective of this board is to make the foreign employment organized, secure, respected. This thing is very, very important. Okay, please note it down. This foreign employment promotion board will help you to guide about the rules and regulation in the foreign employment, as well as they will also allow you to have the organized, secure and the respected job employment opportunities, and it also enhances the and protects the rights of the employees in the foreign land. Okay, now role of the foreign employment board. As I have said, this is the very important topic. Role of the foreign employment promotion board. How the promotion board will be helping you in the employment activities. That is very much important. And here you can see it monitors, controls and regulates various organizations and agencies related to foreign employment. It will control the manpower companies as well. It will also get the information about the manpower companies and whether they are doing the fraud activities, whether they are just promoting the fraud announcement or not. That will be also regulated and controlled by foreign employment promotion board. It collects the processes and disseminates various information related to the foreign employment. It studies new international labor market and the working system. That means whenever you are going to the foreign country, what sort of employment opportunities are there, what sort of risks are involved, it will also study in that topic, and it will guide you on that. It will provide you the guidance while going to the foreign environment, foreign country. It also conducts the various orientation program related to the foreign employment. Orientation program, it will mostly focus on the awareness. It may mostly focus on the awareness regarding the risks and the challenges that may occur in this foreign employment process. And it also monitors the activities and of the skills and training providing institution. So whether that skill and counseling providing institution, they are providing the right counseling or not, they are providing the right training to the right people or not. So that will be also monitored by the foreign employment promotion board. And it works in the labor agreement and the work permit with different countries. It mobilizes foreign employment welfare fund, and also it conducts the research on the opportunities and challenges in the field of foreign employment. So everything that we have studied up to now, what are the basic thing required, what are the basic information that we need to know, either it will be about the work permit, either it will be about the paying system, either it will be about the foreign employment system. So every rules and regulation, authorization paper, legal document, how the market system will be there in the foreign land, everything that will be the information which are to be collected by the help of foreign employment promotion board. As well as it conducts the program which is related to the awareness regarding the foreign employment. So that can be done with the help of seminars also. They can conduct seminar, they can conduct awareness program, they can conduct a rally, they can conduct TV shows for making the people aware about the foreign employment. And it also assists government to use the knowledge and skill and technology of the return worker and the remittance for the development of the country. So this is about the foreign employment promotion board. Okay, so now anyone, do you have a question related to this?